the chair of the academic committee, the secretary of the board, and the principal of the school, deputies, the teachers that are here, parents and members of the board of management, students. I'm truly excited to be here this morning. As you've heard, I'm called Michael Kisabuli Masambo. My birthplace is Chwele in Bungoma County, but I make a home in another small place called Kamkuywa on your way to Kitale. I'm a teacher, but I quit teaching in 1996. My last Form 4 class to handle was 1996 class. And I'm truly excited to be here to share with you the wisdom that God has given me to help young people and people in the education sector. Bishop John has told you about me. My life is about young people. All my investment, everything that I create and generate goes towards young people. I run a conference every December. This is going to be the 20th year, that brings young people from all over the world for a 7-day mentorship program on how to find and fulfill their God-ordained personal life purpose. And hey, put your hands together for Mama Rosemary, the chief principal, retired. Thank you for coming. Yeah. I'm so happy seeing her come, because teachers, I want you to know that you're really going to enjoy from Chief Principal Rose Mary as she teaches on result-oriented teacher. I have invited her to speak to my teachers in my school, some of the schools that New Hope Church sponsors, and I'm telling you, you will learn great wisdom. So just be ready for that. I am here because I want to share with you on this very important thing. I'm going to share with you on what I consider to be the most important thing in one's life. All of us look around this place. Several years ago, let's say like 70 years ago, we didn't have anything called Rai Girls High School. Rai Girls High School is a product of some old Anglican Christians and members of this community who sat down and desired to have what? A school. This school is a product of desire. So desire is very important, and I want you to write a few thoughts before, as I launch into our teaching. Remember, our talk is powered by desire. Powered by desire. And you will be writing and reading at the same time. Huyu muungwana mwenye analala ako na shida gani? Unalala hapa ni kwa kitanda? Do you have a pen? Amka wende uleta kalamu muandike. If you don't have a pen, stand, run. Go bring it. Wewe hauna kalamu na umekaa tena?
have said if you don't have a book and a pen, kindly stand, go bring them now. Don't waste. What is she doing? No paper. It has got to be a book. If you have a paper, stand. And I'm serious on this. I'm not suggesting. Quickly. And if I find you seated with someone who doesn't have a book, I will punch both of you. And I mean it. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Sasa nyinyi amuku kubeba vitabu na mnatupitia kelele. Quickly. You are wasting our time. Why are you huddling here? You said kwa nini mpitie upande huu? You are wasting our time. So for those of you who are here, write that. Powered by what? Desire. Powered by? Desire. Desire. Now, I want us to look at something I want us to write this point. Write this. Desire is the most potent force in the universe. Desire is the most potent force in the universe. And I will explain to you why. Look at that multi-purpose storied building. It is a product. This thing is a product of the desires of an architect. He sat down. He desired to come up with something like that. And he created. This tent that we are sitting in is a product of desire. All these vehicles we see, that's why they are different from, one is different from the other, is because of the desires of the manufacturers. Desire is powerful. Let us read what we wrote. Point number 1, what did we write?
Desire is the most potent force in the...
I didn't hear. Let us read properly.
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
When we say the most potent, we are saying the most powerful, the most needed force in the universe. If you have desire for something, if you have the right desires, you have the life that you want. For us teachers, the reason why your principal is a PhD is not because she had money. It's because she had a desire to go for her master's and go for her PhD. Every improvement in your life is a product of the desires that you have. If you are dwarfed in your performance as a teacher, you are dwarfed in your financial growth, dwarfed in the way your investments in the family, it is not because of any other thing, but the qualities of your desires. Our subjects perform according to the desires that we have in those areas. And I will show you how. Students, we score grades we will march out of this school with a grade that looks like our desires. I'm not talking about wishful thinking. I'm talking about a desire that becomes an obsession. you become so obsessed with this desire. This desire is just boiling on your inside. It's like fire locked in your bones. That is the desire that brings change. And I want you to know this, teachers. If I'm teaching chemistry and I have this desire for results, I am desiring to make chemistry the best subject in this school. And I allow this desire to boil on my inside. Did you know that desire is contagious? A teacher with a strong desire for results becomes contagious. When that teacher meets a learner, he infects the learner with the same thing. The learner also starts desiring to pass in that particular subject. That is why you'll find in Form 4, this Form 4 and another Form 4, because of the nature of the teacher teaching in that class, their performance is higher. And not that these teachers are not qualified, both teachers are qualified, but what is bringing the difference? That desires that they have. Girls, let us read that statement again. We will read it so many times. Let's go together.
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
Nimeona Mwafrika mwingine hakusoma na nimemuona hapo. Hakujua kwamba nilimuona. Tusome pamoja.
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
That is it. Now, I want you to write this statement. Desire is the mother of all motivation, whether good or bad. Desire is the mother of all motivation, whether good or bad. What does this mean, Madam Principal? It means that people do things that come from their desires. People behave the way they behave because of the qualities of their desires. Girls, let us read that statement together. Let's go.
Desire is the mother of all motivations, whether good or bad.
So, desire is like a double-edged sword. It has two sides. You can take the positive side of desire, or you can take the negative side of what? Desire. The most potent force in the universe is desire. Several years ago, boys were born in America, 2 boys, in a very poor family. Daddy and mommy could not even raise money for their schooling. And these 2 boys, the elder one, went to school up to Form 2. In America, they call it the 10th grade. And the young one went to school up to class 8. In America, they call it the 8th grade. And then they dropped out of school for lack of school fees. But I want you to look at this. You know, Dr. Rapul, this is what happens with these boys. The 2 boys went home. And they sat down and they said, my brother, how come people have created machines that move on the road? What is the name of the machines that move on the road? Vehicles. And then they said others have created machines that move on railway. How do we call them? Trains. And others have created machines that sail in water. What do we call them? Ship. And then these boys sat down and they were pregnant with desire for something. They said, how about us making a machine that will float in the air from one continent to another continent, carrying people and cargo? What is the name of that machine? What is the name of the brothers? The Wright brothers. Girls, I want to tell you something about the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers never ever attended any school of aviation. They never attended any aeronautical class. But these 2 boys, powered by desire, boys that had never been to any college, teachers, powered by desire, boys that had never ever stepped in any college, powered by desire. What did they do? They invented the first aircraft, not in the hangar. They invented, aircrafts are made in hangars. But these boys made their aircraft in the bicycle workshop. If two class 8 and from 2 dropouts, powered by what, girls? Hey, powered by what? Desire. If 2 class 8 and from 2 dropouts because of poverty, powered by desire, invented this magnificent machine we call aircraft today. Today we have a Boeing 380. We have, like 777. We have all this manner of aircrafts all over the world. All those aircrafts, teachers, did you know that they are the invention of a class 8 and Form 2 dropout who dared to desire? Mwalimu, if you will be powered by desire in your subject, you will produce results in this school that will change, that will shock people, will shock the entire nation. Because desire, as I'm going to reveal to you, and you parents, if you have desire for results, PA, if you have desire for results, you will create an enabling environment for these children at home. Desire is powerful. Everything that we see around, we are dressed today according to our desires. Everybody looks like their desires. Today, Dr. Abur, you called this meeting with your principal because you desired. Girls, write statement. Now, before you write statement number 3, let us read number 1. What did we say?
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
Imagine kuna Mwafrika mwingine bado hajasoma. Na nimemuona, na hii ni mara ya pili, ya 3 nitamleta akae hapa. Mwambie tu. Na mimi nimemuona. Twende pamoja?
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
Number 2.
Desire is the mother of all motivation, whether good or bad.
Yeah. Now, waje niwaulize. Let us be honest. Simama hapo msichana. Madam Chief Principal, Ross, why do we put these things on the sweaters of children? So you want to tell me girls na nywele maridadi hivi wanaweza kuiba nguo ya mwingine? Mako. Why do they steal? Why do they steal? Because of evil what? Because of evil what? Desire. Because of evil what? Desire. So any school where you go, na unaona wanafunzi kwa blouse zao wameweka vitu za aina hii, inamaanisha kwamba kwa hiyo shule kuna watu na tamaa mbaya za wizi. Wasichana mzuri kana meremeta with the radiance of an adolescent, kana kama maridadi vile lakini kamuzi. Hata sitaki niulize, lakini madam daktari, sasa hivi nikiuliza hawa form 1 wako, baadhi yao wamepoteza viatu tayari. Baadhi yao wamepoteza socks. Na watu walioiba, hakukuwa na jambazi zilitoka Kisumu. Angalia hata msichana amekaa karibu na yako, yani karibu, yani wewe unaiba.
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
Number 2.
Desire is the mother of all motivation, whether good or bad.
3. Simuandike. Desire generates ability. Desire generates ability. You know what? Daktari, when I took over the English department in Toloso Secondary School, the the mean was 1.7 in English. And my students were very interesting. If you ask them, employer question tag, this is our principle. Employer question tag. Yeah? 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 What? Do you know what my students will say? Responded. Now, you know, Dr. if you are sent to teach in such a school, if you want, as a teacher, will say, this community is of fools, useless non-entities. You may say that. But I had a desire to produce results. So I sat down with these characters. I realized using this thing called English in use, or was it English in practice or in use? In practice. Or using integrated was not going to help. I crossed over to the primary school, Toloso Primary School, and I borrowed class 6 Patel English. And I started teaching them standard 6. Introduced so many programs every morning. And I would put the whole school in the dining hall and teach the whole school the basics. Teachers, did you know that by the time I was quitting teaching, that's a span of just a few years, about 4 years, I had moved my English from 1.7 to 7.8. And it is very simple. Just change people's what? Desires. That is the easiest thing. Change people's desires. Now let me tell you something. Mr. Nakuja, well. Sorry. Now, Dr. Raburu, if this was your daughter, and someone really wanted to mess her up, to destroy her, and he said, I will go and pluck her eyes out, and he went ahead and did that, did you know that that person has wasted his time? Because this guy will still go to the thicker school of the blind, and this guy will sit from 4, and this guy will score an A, and this guy will still become the lawyer, and she might so easily become the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya. Nothing will stop her. And if that person said, I will chop off her legs, this guy will sit in the wheelchair, she will be in this school in the wheelchair, and she will sit KCSE, she will score her A, and this guy will still become the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya. Dr. Rapuri, you remember Justice Akanyanya? You remember Justice Wambilianga? Today in this country we have a member of parliament who is in parliament not because he is deformed, but is in parliament because he contested. Tim Wanyonyi, the member of parliament for Westlands, Nairobi. He is in the wheelchair. He is in the wheelchair. He is incapacitated, paralyzed. But look at what that man is. Today, I know he's planning to become the governor of Nairobi. He will be the best governor Nairobi has ever had. Possibly. But wazazi waje niwaambie, Dr. Rapuru, there is an area in this girl. If someone will mess up that area, she's finished. It is her desire arena. If I come and mess up her desires, I have messed her up. She could be in Moigaus where Madame was, or St. Bridget's where Madame was with 418. But for as long as her desires have been messed up, that is the end of the girl. I'll give you an example. From 4th Mko wapi? Simama tuone form 4 simama. Nataka niwaulize kitu. Ninataka mseme tu ukweli kama Bishop John ndio huwa anauliza watu hili swali siku ya harusi. Ya kwamba kama vile mtasimama mbele ya Mungu ajuaye siri za wanadamu wote. Huyu ndiye anapenda hiyo statement. Siku ya kiyama. Anasema kila mtu ukijua kwamba una sababu yoyote msioane na huyu bwana, sema sasa. Watu wamenyamaza. Wasichana waje niwaulize. Ni wangapi wenu mlipokuwa form 1 you scored C+ and above? Form 1. Put down your hands. How many of you in the last exam, form 3 last term, form 3 third term, scored C+ and above? Na ukweli kabisa? Now, you know Daktari, do you know why the problem is? The problem is not because things became difficult in form 3. The problem is because their desire arena has been messed up. Their desire arena has been messed up. When you guys joined form 1, most of you, a man had never come to you and said, yani unanipamba tu sana. No man had ever stood before you. You're just a little girl. Wasichana, when a boy comes to you and says, hey, Brenda, I just love you. Na unajua wavulana wana maneno bwana daktari, wanaambia msichana ya kwamba yani I love you right inside my medulla oblongata. Msichana akisikia hiyo hata mrefu. Yani mtu anakupenda mpaka kwa medulla oblongata kwa unaweza kumkataa. Now listen girls. Any day or any time a man or a boy comes to you to propose a relationship, listen, that man is seeking to change and influence your desires. Do you want to be? And he said, Doctor, engineer, professor. He said all those kinds of things. That do you think they were lying? No. These girls, each one of them can become what they want. They can be the desires that they have, for as long as those desires don't get messed up. If those desires are messed up, that's it. So this girl is a great girl. But if someone messes up her desires, that person messes up her future. Consent. Sit down. Now, guys, look up here. Now I want you to look up here. This bottle represents your heart. All of you say, my heart.
My heart.
This lid represents your power of decision. It represents what?
My power of decision.
The water inside represents your desires. It represents your what? Now, all the time, almost always, most of the Form 1s, when they join school, they have pure. All of you say pure. Clear. Unpolluted. Undefiled. Desires. And that is why those girls, madam, they tell you, I want to become a doctor. And they sit in the chemistry class for the first time and they score an A in Form 1. A new subject. And you know, Malim, this Form 4s will tell you, Form 1s wanaringa na kuperform vizuri. Vitu ya Form 1 ni rahisi. Mwalimu wa chemistry, saa hizi tuita hawa wasichana, saa hizi tufanye sampling, wasichana 10 wakuja hapa, na mwalimu wa chemistry alete maswali matatu covering air and combustion. Hapa alete maswali matatu, na form 4 peke yao mfanye 10, wasichana 10 mkuja hapa. Mwalimu alete na maswali mangapi? Matatu. Acids, bases and indicators. Mwalimu alete na maswali matatu. Water and hydrogen. Na form 4 akaya hapa. Hata kuna form 4 ambao wanajiuliza, na hii pia iko kwa syllabus kweli? In fact, na sidanganyii huyu. Unaona huyu mwenye umekaa na yeye huyu, simdanganyii. Hata hajui form 1 chemistry ni topics ngapi huyu. Alafu unaona mwingine mwenye umekaa na yeye huyo, hana notes za form 1 chemistry. Now, let me tell you teachers, if you are teaching a subject, kama science, kama chemistry, you have got to ask these girls to give you form 1 notes. Because if they don't give you form 1 notes, hao watu watakuharibia mwalimu, hakuna promotion. Kwa sababu subject yako kila wakati ni chini. Because they lost all the paper 1 yote walianguka. Unajua mimi wanaenda mahali, Professor Rapuru ametembea nami kwa shule kadhaa. Mimi siwezi kwenda kwa shule yote nikazungumza na wanafunzi na hawana kitabu cha kuandika. Bali unajua wakati mwingine sisi walimu we encourage this stupid thing in the school. Mwalimu anasimama kwa gari anasema kwamba, guys, we are going to have guests, so try as much as possible to have somewhere to write. Somewhere. Now we tell students, do you know what? We are going to have Chief Principal Mary speaking to us, and this is what I want. We are going to the assembly hall, and each one of you know how you should arm yourself. Number 1, notebook. Number 2, pen. Na ukose kuja nayo. Dr. Rapuru, nakumbuka vile tulikuwa Otieno walio wavulana sisi walikimbiza, and we went to Mikingo. That's the same. Na hao wasichana waliambiwa ya kwamba mpepe vitabu. Mwalimu si aliwaambia. And then wengine wanatembea tu namna hivyo. They want to test waters. Mnajua sasa hivi mimi niko hapa namna hivi, kwanza mimi Dr. Rapuru hajawaambia mimi ndio deputy principal wa International Leadership Foundation wa kuchapa watu. Mimi ndio kazi yangu. Yaani kwa nini wao muintroduce hiyo title yangu ya kwamba mimi ndio in charge of discipline? Mimi ndio in charge of discipline. Unajua Biblia, katiba ya Kenya inasema watoto wasichapwe viboko, lakini mimi katiba yangu, simu unajua mimi ni pastor. Katiba yetu ni Biblia, na katika katiba yetu kwenye kitabu cha Methali inasema upumbavu uko ndani ya mioyo ya wasichana na maombi huwa haitoi ni Cyprus. Hey, let's go back to our, let us now go into something. Wasichana angalia. So when a boy comes to you and tells you, you know, Amina, I love you so much. Anakwambia nakulove tu sana, yani unanipamba tu sana, yani vipoa tu sana. Do you know what that boy is doing? He is challenging your desires. That is number 1. Number 2, he is giving you an opportunity to make a decision. Na kwa nini uliza Amina? Hii maji mtu anaweza kuichafua kama hii kifuniko kiko? Hapana. Lakini akiondoa kifuniko, na ni nani aliruhusu kifuniko? Now, let me give you an example. 2 girls, Madam Rose, 2 girls. A boy comes to them and says, "Hey, I love you so much. I would like that you become my friend. Hata tutafanyako kitu."
And then wasichana angalia, alafu wewe mwenyewe unaangalia jina unasema ni hivyo tu, lakini vile umesema hatutafanya kitu. Sasa nimekubali. Sasa nimefanya namna gani? Sasa nimefanya namna gani? Sasa nimefanya namna gani? Angalia, sasa nimefanya namna gani? Sasa nimefanya namna gani? So you become vulnerable. And then that boy anakujua wewe ujinga yako. Then the boy, nataka muangalia hapa wasichana. Alafu huyo kijana yani anakuandikia message usiku wakati uko nyumbani, yani nakufeel tu sana. Nakufeel tu sana. Hey, wasichana, what has happened to the desires? Desires zimefanya namna gani? Sema zimechafuka. I was in Mukuru Girls, and from one girls, Madam Rose was saying, nikawauliza, nini umetendeka kwa maji? And they said, imechafuka. Twende pamoja kama wasichana from one, imechafuka. Angalia observation nyingine wasichana, nataka muangalie vizuri. Sasa kule kumani chemo kwako, kule kumani chemo. Kuna nani kuna kutumia yako nini picha za pornography kidogo. Sasa wewe unaangalia. Nini umetendeka kwa maji? Observation number 2 inafanya nini? Inamwakika. Now in science tutasemaje? Imemwakika kwa science, what is the best terminology? It is displacement. That the original desires daktari are being displaced. So this is a girl. So unaona hawa form 4 madam daktari. Baadhi hawa form 4 walipokuwa form 1 walikwambia I want to be a doctor. Saizi mwalimu wewe wa director of studies ama exam ukimuuliza huyu msichana ama GNC. Msichana sasa uko ni what's wrong with you? What do you want to be in life? You are in form 4 and your performance is not good. Teacher wacha tu tungojee matokeo yenyewe itasema. Hey, na wangwana, ninataka mniambie tu observations. Nini imetendeka kwa maji? Imechafuka, imemwagika. Twende pamoja, imechafuka, imemwagika. Form 1 hii nataka tu niwaambie nyinyi peke yenu. Form 4 na form 3 kisikia. Wakisikia watanikashirikia na unajua ni marafiki zangu sana. Unaona hao form 4 walipokuwa form 1 walikuwa wanafanya vizuri kwa mtihani. Hata madam principal anajua, hata debut, hata mwalimu wa Kiingereza anajua. Walikuwa wasichana wazuri. Lakini kimani chemo kikakuja. Kimani msicheke wasikie. Si nimewaambia ni nyinyi tu ndio nawaambia. Msifanye hivyo form 4 wafanya namna gani? Wasikie. Sasa kimani chemo kikakuja kikampamba na maneno. Huyu mtu alipokuwa form 1 alikuwa mini grade yake ilikuwa nini? Alipoenda nyumbani term 2 akapata boyfriend ikakuja B-. Ndio hiyo saizi yako form 4 with the best entry behavior 340 marks. Na ako hapa sahi, huyo mama ako wapi? Ako hapa sahi na D-. Mwangalie tu hapa, angalia tu vizuri. Ako hapa na D-. Na alikuja hapa na 340. That is a straight A. Straight A. Huyu sana atakana to umaskini kwao. Hata anasaidiwa kulipiwa nini? School fees. Sasa yeye vile amekuja hapa akapata kiatu kizuri, akapata skirt. Sasa mzee hata kweli. Wewe unaringa saizi hatuko and let me tell you Dr. Raburu, kitu kinakosea wasichana ni hao vijana wako wa college. Msichana huyu akiwa na boyfriend wa college anaambia wenzake, kwanza mimi chali wangu ako kole. Ako wapi? Sasa wewe kama umekaa karibu na form 4 muulize, hata kama ako kole
wewe nawe si uko kwa zikati ya hapa. Mwambie namna hivyo, hata kama ako kole, wewe si uko kwa zikati ya hapa. Mwambie, na hata juzi walikuambia ukuje na mzazi to discuss your academic performance. Ni kweli. Mwambie hata juzi walikuambia ukuje na mzazi to discuss your academic performance. Na hapa unajikaza ati wako ako mundu. Mwambie nakuambia. Ngojea tu hiyo siku. Huyo jamaa atakuwa na graduate. Uende tu usimame kando na umwangalie. Zungumza vizuri na umwangalie. Atakuwa na msichana mwingine, ana kofia na kauzi hapa, si wasikati, na tai na sweta na tuma ina kashika masikio gambia, umesikia? Okay. Hey, let's go back. What did we say, number one?
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
Number two?
Desire is the mother of all motivation, whether good or bad.
Three?
Desire generates ability.
Four? Desire generates strategies. Desire generates strategies. You know, mwalimu, in your department, with your mwalimu, wewe unatakana uwe promoted. Na unajua zaidi promotion is on merit. Mwalimu, change your desires. Na uende siku nyingine just kill the whole lesson. Na uende kwa darasa uambie watoto tuko tunasonga. Tuko tunafanya namna gani? Tunasonga. And you tell them, hapa mambo ya mtu kupata chini ya C+ kwa subject yangu hakuna. And mwalimu explain it. Mwalimu, you will perform, you will not apply to be promoted. Your employer will look for you to promote you. Mwalimu, don't allow these children to kill your future. Because if they don't pass, you have not passed. And if you have not passed, there is no promotion. You know very well. Madam, you remember, Madam Rose, you know, when you were addressing my school, and what did my deputy say? She said she applied to be deputy too. And she was not even shortlisted. So she went to protest to the TSC in Bungoma. And they told her, Rose, she's called Rose. She was told, Rose, you know what? Just revised your mean score. Because her mean in maths must be about 1.8, 1.3. Sasa TSC nasema sasa, kwa Kiswahili wanasema chanda chema huvishwa nini? Pete. Sasa wewe wema uko wapi wa kuvishwa pete? Mwalimu, siruhuzwa watoto. Wakati mwingine, like some of us, you know, as teachers, we go to class, you are teaching na mjamaa analala. Mimi unajua mwalimu, hata niwe nafundisha vijana maelfu. I speak to young people all over the world. I was doing a meeting in Kingman, Arizona, United States of America. And I'm invited to speak. And these boys and girls, because most of the schools in America are mixed, the boys and girls are kissing. They are just caressing. They are doing everything funny in my class. Sasa mimi nikasema, na watoto wanajua nani anazungumza kwao. Mimi ni bukusu ingine natoka Matibo Chwele. I cannot entertain this foolishness. Hii ujinga siwezi. Nikawauliza, nyinyi watoto mnajua mimi nimesafiri kilomita ngapi? Kilomita 17,500 na nusu. 17,500 na nusu. 17,500 kilometers from Matibo to Kingman, Arizona. Alafu mimi nisungumuze na nyinyi mko mnafanya hapa vya ushenzi. Kawaambia, wewe toka hapo, enda kaa pale. Wewe toka hapo, kaa hapa. Wazungu wakawa red kwa uso. Unajua mzungu akishtuka anakuwa red. wakawa red, wakashangaa na hii mtu ni terrorist, ni Samuel Osama bin Laden ama ni nini? Bali mnajua nini walimu? 5 minutes later the class was so calm, children were writing notes, kwa sababu watoto wazungu hawaandiki notes, they were writing notes. Na watoto mkutano ulipokwisha wakashukuru principal, na kila mtoto wanted to hug me. Wakaniambia, kwa nini wazazi wetu sisi wao hawatuambii maneno wakimaanisha kama wewe? Wewe umekuja tu hapa unazungumza na sisi unamaanisha vitu. I have gone to schools. Those of you come from Nairobi, walisema ambao mnatoka Nairobi, mnajua hiyo shule inaitwa Muhuri Mushiri. Ni Ruaya Mbakasi. Ninaenda huko wanani-introduce, wanasema Reverend Masamba ni international speaker, motivational speaker, and children go so they thought they were going to intimidate me. Sasa nyinyi mkiangalia tu wasichana, kuna mtu anaweza kutisha mimi? Mvile mmenionja tu hizi dakika chache hizi zenye tumekuwa na nyinyi. Kwanza hata baadhi yenu mlishtuka, hii mtu anakuja na anasema atienda mlete vitabu. Na unajua si vitabu tu, kuna kitu kingine nataka kufanya. Wakati mnaenda lunch, naenda kuangalia movement. You remember I'm the deputy in charge of discipline and on duty. Don't forget that. I'm on duty. Mnaonaje huyo deputy? Now, I want to give you some other thoughts. Write this. Now, no, I want us to read from number 1 first. What did we say? Stop. Kuna Mwafrika mwingine hajasoma na huyu mtu nimsamee ama nimtandike? Waje tu kwa sababu bishop wako hapa nimsamee. Na nimeona chaplain ya haka anaomba, anasema Mungu Baba saidia watoto wangu wasitandike. So okay, let's go number 1.
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
Azungumza kama watoto wazuri wa Kiingereza. Desire is the most potent force in the universe. Let's go.
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
Kumbe mnajua na mnajifanya hapa kama watu wa primary. Number 2, what did we say?
Desire is the mother of all motivation, whether good or bad.
3.
Desire generates ability.
If you want to become a doctor, what will generate ability?
Desire.
If you want to become a pilot, what will generate ability?
Desire.
If you want to become a university professor and a vice chancellor of the University of Nairobi, what will generate the ability?
Desire.
If you want to be the leading neurosurgeon in the whole world, what will generate that?
Desire.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question. How much money should you pay in order to attain desire? Nothing. Nothing means what? What? 0 means what? Now what does that mean? Now I have a question. Now does that mean that desire is available to everyone?
Yes.
Including wewe?
Yes.
Yana the way you can to become a pilot?
Yes.
To become a chief principal?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Now let me ask you. Must you be a son of a doctor or a daughter of a doctor for you to desire to become a doctor?
No.
Must you be a child of a professor for you to desire to become a professor?
No.
Must you be an aeronautical engineer for you to desire to become an aeronautical engineer?
No.
Now, if desire is for free, it is readily available, why are you not having it? Wewe mungwana unalala na haka anajifanya anaangalia mwingine, sio ndio mguu unalala wewe. Na huyu naye ameweka mabega mwenzake analala. Okay. Now, write this. Desire determines your sphere of influence. Teachers, you know your desires. Look at, not every retired principal is moving around and people are looking for her the way they are looking for Madam Ross. Should I repeat? Yes. Desire determines your sphere of influence. A girl was born in Bulgaria, and her name was Agnes. And this girl chose to become a Catholic nun. So she became a nun, and then she was posted from her country to India to teach English literature in a school called St. Mary's. And it was an upper class school. But as this girl, Agnes, was moving, this nun called Agnes was moving around in India, she saw poor people. And she developed within her a desire to help the poor people of a place called Calcutta. And she moved into that place. And that girl, that nun, was a girl like yourselves. But she said, I cannot enjoy affluence while other people are suffering. She had a desire. She was pregnant with desire to help poor people, to encourage them. And that girl, that nun, became Mother Teresa. Agnes became Mother Teresa. I don't care whether you are a Catholic or not, and I'm not one. But whether you love Catholics or you don't love them. But I can tell you, in the entire Christendom, there has never been a powerful woman like this woman. She's long dead. She died in 1998, the same day with Diana, Princess Diana. But that woman, if you read her devotionals, she had a desire to help mankind. She said, we don't have to do big things. We can do small things to help other people. And that's what she did. Girls, choose that you become the first. All of you say the first. You become the first in your family to do something that others have never done, to accomplish what others have never accomplished. Number two, I want you to know this. In this school called Rai Girls, from first, I want you to be the class. To be what? The class. Did I say a class? What did I say? The class. The class that will give this school the most sterling performance in KCSE. And you know how it is going to work? How it's going to happen? By you changing your desires. Now, I want us to go back to our water. Girls, I don't want you to respond to this question like village women, because you are not. I have a question. As science students, do we have hope for this water? Remember, I have not said as village women who never went to school. I'm asking you, as science students, do we have hope for this water? Can this water be fit for human consumption again? Yes. Process number one? Yeah? Decantation. Another one? Filtration. Another one? Yeah? Another one? So distillation, filtration, decantation, and then we can also do chlorine? Okay. Now what does that mean, Daktari? These girls, from those, hata kama kilichafuka na kikamwaki kako, aje tutumie Kiswahili ya Waluya, kikamwaki kwako, hakichamwakika chote, bado kuna tumaini ama hakuna tumaini? Now, I want to ask you girls, I want each one of you to look at this. Look at, for example, mwalimu, nimeona hapa kwiji wa Kiswahili hapo. Hata uende kwa darasa ati wewe ndio kwiji wa Kiswahili, mwenyewe anasema hamjamboni, leo ni mnyambuliko wa vitenzi. Aki mwalimu hata ufundishe ukipika ngoma, huyu mjamaa hasikii. Hata mwalimu, hata ukiingia hapo mwenyewe na biology yako ya kwamba mitochondria is mitochondria because it was mitochondria. It is nothing. You are going to achieve zero. Zero. I'm telling you the truth. So if these girls, you know the step number 1, we need to filter you. Uchafu fanya namna gani? Utoke. Ino mwalimu wewe uko unafundisha kama jamaa. Vile kamekuwa nyumbani miezi mingapi? Miwili, mwezi wa 11 na 12. Kazi yake na biashara yake kubwa ilikuwa ni nini? Simu. Wewe mwenyewe umejikaza hatu huko anafanya revision. Anafanya revision kana afikiria. Sasa huyu ananitesa ya nini? Hiyo takataka lazima tuifanye namna gani? Tuitoe. That is the purpose of this session. Okay, I'm looking at my time. How many minutes? Oh, I have 6 minutes. That's good. I need to write this one. I need to write this. Anza kwanza kusoma ya kwanza tulisema nini?
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
Nataka kuenda kutaandika mtu hapa na nikimtaandika msifanye hivyo mniambie ati nisimtaandika. Ameamuka. Wacha tumsamee. Now let's go together.
Desire is the most potent force in the universe.
2.
Desire is the mother of all motivation, whether good or bad.
3.
Desire generates ability.
4.
Desire generates strategies. Desire determines your sphere of influence.
So what does that mean? You will only influence, the boundaries of your influence are determined by the qualities of your what? Desires. Now write this. The quality of my future. The quality of my future depends entirely, the quality of my future depends entirely on the qualities of my desires today. The quality of my future depends entirely on the qualities of my desires today. The quality of my future depends entirely on the qualities of my desires today. Girls, let's go together.
The quality of my future depends entirely on the qualities of my desires today.
What does that mean? I'll give you an example. You know the principal is a PhD, right? And after a very short period of time, she's going to be appointed by government to do something else. She could become the Minister for Education. Now, or she may choose to open her own university. Anatosha ama hatoshi? Ukimwangalia tu huyo mama anatosha ama kujenga university yake? Mna uhakika? Hata wewe unaweza kuwa profesa kwa shule yake? Mna uhakika? Na nani anaweza kuwa treasurer wa hiyo shule? Si wewe kama wewe unaiba underwear za watu utaiba pesa. Wasala angalia. Read that statement. Tumesema namna gani?
The quality of my future depends entirely on the qualities of my desires today.
Kila mmoja wenu sema 15 years from today.
15 years from today.
Now, vile mmesema hivyo sasa wacha mimi niwaeleze. 15 years from today, your principal will be in her car and someone driving her. Unajua hakai mbele, back left. Kwa sababu yeye ndiye mwenyewe mkubwa wa hiyo nini? Mmesahau ni nini hiyo? Nimesahau university. Kwani ninyi mko namna gani? Yaani mmemnyang'anya university tena. Yaani huyo mama anatosha kuwa na university ama atoshi yake tu mwenyewe? Anatosha ama atoshi? Sasa madam ako na driver na mwenyewe amekaa huko nyuma anaenda through the files. Driver anaendesha gari, alafu mama anashtukia tu, driver anakanyaka brake, pap, driver anatoka kwa gari. KNY so agitated. Mama anaona driver aka anakombana na mtu huko nje. Kwa hivyo daktari pia anatoka nje. Alafu anapotoka nje anaona mama mwingine na kuni kwa kichwa, alafu na mtoto mwingine kwa mgongo, mwingine kwa tumbo, alafu akona kama mtoto kingine hapa pia kwa mkono, na kingine tena upande huu. Alafu ile madam anatoka tu kwa gari akiangalia namna hii. Yaani wewe unajua ni nani? Ni huyu mwenye amekaa karibu na wewe. Tumesema miaka mingapi? Tumesema miaka mingapi? Na wale niwaambie, sasa hii nayo angalia ingine. Na angalia huyu anafanana na mnaivyo kulingana na desires za nani? Zake siku gani? Leo. Si ni kweli? Wenzake wanasoma, yeye kazi yake ni mali chemo. Wenzake wanasoma, yeye mambo yake ni music. Wenzake wanasoma, yeye anajua movies zote duniani. Lakini hajui even one character. In which book? Blossoms. Hajui even one theme. She cannot discuss even one theme. Lakini anaweza kukuambia maneno yote. Now, sikiza. Sasa kuna kitu tunataka kusema. Lakini kwa hii shule kuko na msichana. Kuko na nani? Sitaki niseme kwa sauti msichana mwingine asikie, nataka tu wewe peke yako. Kuko na nani? Na msichana. Huyo msichana, huyu madam principal alipokuwa anajenga university yake, atataka kukopa shilingi bilioni 10. Mwenyewe ako na bilioni 15, anataka zingine ngapi? 10 za university yake. Sa madam anaingia Cooperative Bank, anapeana proposal yake kwa vijana wa credit. Wanapitia, wanasema, madam, this is a big proposal, lakini sisi hatuwezi, you need to meet the general manager. Sasa madam anaambiwa you go to 11th floor. Madam anaingia kwa lift na bodyguard wake, wanaingia kwa lift, wanafika 11th floor, mlango unafunguka. Wasichana, mnajua nini? Wakati mlango unafunguka hivi, madam anainua macho hivi, anaona general manager. Unajua ni nani? Mungu awabariki, tutazungumza baadaye.